Morning.
The Radio Wammo Breakfast.
Ads with Simon Pound from simonpound.com.
Certainly is. It's all about ads. Simon Pound joins us, simonpound.com. From the ad show, of course, on TVNZ7. G'day there, Simon.
Good morning, Wammo, sir.
Nice to see you once again. And as I say, if you are near a computer, check out the live video stream, kiwifm.co.nz. Right, a whole bunch of stuff of a kind of new and notable ads to go through today.
Yeah, it's lovely to see you through the wonders of Skype and the internet. The first thing I want to talk about, there's a couple of really good local blogs and advertising sites, and not so local. And every week I look at quite a few. Stop Press is a great one that I keep an eye on, and I found this there. It's a beautiful piece of work for Solidarité Internationale, who are a French charity, and they wanted to mark World Water Day. And so this agency came up with this quite lovely idea where they built a billboard in a square in Paris, and this billboard was an experiential event in that it was actually it manipulated water through fancy technology to spell out messages. The video that, if you're watching now, is playing at the moment. They shot the setting up of this experiential billboard in the tilt-shift style, which is a visual style that plays with perspective. So it makes it look like everything is small and toy-like, and as if it's like a diorama playing out underneath you. And it's quite beautiful for the start of the ad. The vision then goes on to show the billboard set up and pass by in the square looking at it. And so this water is manipulated. It's almost as if lights are played through the water, but it's cleverer than that. And it goes on to talk about how unsafe drinking water is a bigger killer than cancer, a bigger killer than AIDS, and it's all around the world. And it is, of course, more fixable, more easily fixable than either cancer or AIDS, but it's often ignored. Millions die with it. And it's just this beautiful piece of work that makes you look more, it makes you look at your responsibilities in a new way.
Wow, very nice. And I really like this this tilt shift sort of style. It can be done with a still camera as well, can't it? It's where you have a very narrow focus, isn't it?
Yes, and you kind of mat out the edges, and so it's a bit of a visual trick, but it's very lovely. There's been quite a few cool music videos and quite a few cool bits of video about it. But jump online and look at Tilt Shift if you're interested there. The next thing to look at is a couple of weeks ago we talked about the Super Bowl ad, the Parisian one, and the Tiger Woods one. I actually made a search story to go on the back of that. We covered it. This is what we figured that Tiger Woods should be saying instead of his quite tame ending about coming forward in the Masters and champagne. We thought it'd be good if he looked for adult dating sites for nasty skanks and ex-adult movie stars, and if he knew how to treat STDs and help himself with hip injuries.
Yeah.
So I made one of those, but if you go to youtube.com/search stories, you'll find everything you need to do to make your own version of those advertisements with the music that's set to them, and then by telling through little text search inquiries, you can tell whatever story you like. And in a very cool local twist, Rhythm and Vines, the music festival that's now 3 days down in Gisborne, are offering you a chance to win sets of 3-day passes by making your own Rhythm and Vines themed search story. So if you go to behindthevines.co.nz or search Rhythm and Vines Google search story, you'll be able to find yourself all the instructions, the links, everything you need to make yourself one of these Google search stories. I think it's just a really cool example of a local group making some very clever kind of advertising that's very interactive and is quite on up with the play.
Yeah, it's a very forward-thinking festival. Really, I'm quite astounded by the site. It's the first time I've seen it this morning. It's really very, very choice.
they've done a great job. And this is something that I saw on Twitter and off the blog Opinion Added, which, if you are interested in advertising, this woman named Monica Wales, who works as in media, she runs an opinionated and very lively blog called Opinion Added. So that's another thing to be looking for. And I don't know how well it's going to work visually, but the whole shenaffle going on in Iceland with the exploding unpronounceable volcano, as it's now become known, drew attention to the fact that Iceland Air was running this on their website and also in places like the tube stations and the subway stations in New York. They were running a poster campaign that had a picture of a man in a great big lake. But it wouldn't be out of place in Rotorua advertising. A man in a great big clear lake with some kind of thermal feature behind them, steam coming up, and he's got some kind of mask on his face. And it's a quite striking image. But Iceland Air said that they were not going to stop using it, even though everyone has jumped on them for having an advert that makes a feature out of their volcanic nature. So I mocked up one that you might be able to see on the Ustream, an exploding one. We did it for the ad show. We got a picture of the mountain exploding and then cut the guy's face out and put him in front of the exploding volcano. And that's going to be up on the ad show website later today. And the last thing, a very cool ad came out from Nike, which is there's this real move in advertising to entertain people, regardless of just how much it's got to do with your brand at the moment, which I think's cool because the more entertaining content, the better. But Nike have made this great fun ad where they've got a bunch of Japanese musicians and DJs together, and they set up a room with these great big speakers that were built out of shoe boxes, and they set it up with these new running shoes. They have a very bendable shoe, and they actually made it so they would make sounds when you bent them.
Yeah.
And then they made this ad where they set it to dun, 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 dun,
Close Encounters.
Dun, 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 dun. It's quite awesome. And they plug the shoes on their feet in and then they squeeze them all, and just for no reason except that it's fun.
Yeah.
And as a result, they have had to run a big disclaimer on the advertisement saying, if you actually do buy these shoes from retail, they're not going to make noise.
You can.
It's just another.
Well, I was just saying, you can imagine people going to shoe stores and picking these shoes up, thinking that they can manipulate them to make sounds. It's going to happen, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. You'd be jumping up and down, going, "Where's my squeaks at?" But it's just another cool, very cool example of just fun. Just fun, and then work out what it's got to do with your brand afterwards.
Yeah, cool. Well, we'll go out on a little bit of the sounds of these shoes with these very talented DJs.
Yeah, it's rad. Thank you, sir. Look forward to seeing you again.
Thank you, Simon Pound.
High Noon Tea, showcasing the finest reggae, dub,